And the 3-1 is ripped into right field. Out of the reach of the right fielder. Gerlat's going to roll all the way to the wall. Coming in to score is Justin Sierra as Hayden will race for third, and he will be in there standing. An RBI chipper for Kyle Hannon, and the Cats take a 2-0 lead here in the 6th. Big pitch right here. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Bases loaded here in the bottom of the 8th. McFall in trouble. The payoff pitch. Swung on, ripped down the right field line. It's going to roll into the corner. 1 run's going to score. Hannon's racing around third. He's going to score a 2-run double for Cesar Franco, and the Cats are within 1 here in the bottom of the 8th. 2-2 pitch. Black swings and drives it out to right center field. It's going up the alley. It rolls all the way to the wall. He's around first, motoring into second. He's not stopping there. He's heading to third. The throw is offline. Dixon Black, a home run shy of the cycle. 3-2. Chopper over to third base, binder up with it from foul territory, throws across, nice stretch over there by Cedric Rose, and there are 2 away here at the top of the 6th. Great defensive play all around. 1-1 to Jones. Scott rips one down the third base line. He gets under the glove of Pagliarini. It goes down the left field line. Scott Jones motoring into second. Will he get there? Yes, head first dive. Scotty Vagabones Jones, 2 doubles today. The pitch to Mason. Grounds back at the middle. Bosecker has it. Throws home for 1. Mutz on to first. In time, a double play. A 1-2-3 double play to end the threat. 1 on the lane. He swings. Drives one. High and deep to center. McCall racing back. He looks up. It's gone! 3-run home run. Alex Lane. The Cats lead 4-0 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Alex Lane remains the only Steeple Cat to hit a home run at Joe Wolf Field this year. 101 off the bat, 400 feet to dead center field. Back out here in the bottom half of the 6th inning, it'll be 3, 4, and 5 due up for the Cats. Cedric Rose, Mr. I Look Good today, followed by Brady Mutz and Dixon Black, who have been the real catalysts in this game, as Noah Lewis throws the first pitch to Cedric Rose. It's fouled off. 0-1 the count. Lewis back out for his 6th inning of work, only allowed 2 runs on 4 hits. He's looked very well today.
Steeple Cats are still jumping over that first pitch. Lewis is not going to that fastball. He's trying to change it up using the slider and curveball more as his first pitch now.
The 0-1. Breaking ball upstairs. Rose lays off of that one, 1-1. Pitch. Swing and a miss. Cedric goes fishing on the fastball, down and away. And he finds himself in a hole. He's down 1-2.
He was looking off speed right there. Got fooled there.
1 ball, 2 strikes, no outs. Bottom of the 6th. Lewis into the windup. The pitch. Check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did, says the home plate umpire. 6th strikeout of the day for Noah Lewis, and there's 1 gone here in the bottom of the 6th.
Lewis has been looking very strong against right-hand hitters, using that breaking pitch as a go-to pitch to get hitters to chase. And that's what the coaches have saw in the scouting report. And now with Mutz coming up for his 3rd time around, took the first 2 pitch the first 2 times. Let's see what he does here.
In the words of Anakin Skywalker, this is where the fun begins, as Brady Mutz took the first pitch down, ball 1. Mutz and Black have really been doing well as Mutz skies one to shallow right. Broderick is there. Calling for it is Almonte. He'll make the grab. And that'll be the 2nd out here in the bottom of the 6th.
So going and looking at TrackMan, Lewis has been really relying on his off-speed pitches a lot lately. He's not really utilizing the fastball, and Steeple Cats hitters are looking for that fastball now.
So that's going to bring up Dixon Black, who's 2 for 2, has an RBI on the day, doubled and singled, as the first pitch to him is a breaking ball in there for a called strike, 0-1. And I, for one, will actually be paying attention to Monmouth baseball, from now on, because Dixon Black and Brady Mutz
are just two great players. The 0-1 pitch is swung on, driven high and deep to right field. But it's going to go out of play. Will it hit the basketball court? No. I can't remember who did it. I think it was Cesar who crushed it all the way to the basketball court. I wonder how far away that is. Anyway.
You got a hold of that one.
No balls and 2 strikes to count on Dixon Black. The pitch from Lewis. Way outside, a breaking ball. Ball 1.
Trying to catch up here on track, man. I made a mistake.
It's all right, Devin. Take your time. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the 6th. Lewis kicks, comes home. Pitch bounces up there. 1 ball and 2 strikes now on Dixon Black. Black steps back into the box with Ryan Magdich waiting on deck. 2-2 pitch. Black swings and drives it out to right center field. It's going up the alley. It rolls all the way to the wall. He's around first, motoring into second. He's not stopping there. He's heading to third. The throw is offline. Dixon Black, a home run shy of the cycle.
Brady Mutt has been on fire lately, and he continues to show. Finding the gap, he was thinking triple all the way.
Now, you said it, Devin. Dixon Black thinking triple right out of the box. It went right up the alley.
Dixon Black, I'm sorry, I'm looking at Mutts here on track, man.
Everyone should cut Devin some slack. He is multitasking to the extreme, running track man, keeping the book, giving me the old pitcher average speeds and tendencies. Devin is pulling quintuple duty tonight. But that was a beautiful swing there by Dixon Black. He is 3 for 3 tonight.
Look at that. All right. We're back in business.
Back in business. So Ryan Magdich waves at the first pitch, comes up empty. Looked to be a slider there from Lewis. Magdich down in the count 0-1. He's 0 for 1 today. Had a sac fly in the 4th and struck out in the 2nd as he pops it up and fouls it away behind the plate. 0-2. A little chance for a 2-out rally. A chance for the Cats to pull within 3 runs. Magdich has the power to bring the Cats within 2. He hasn't looked really nice of late. You know, his first game here in a Cats uniform. Trying to provide for his team. The 0-2. Magdich swings, drives it high and deep to right field. It is caught. Oh, wow. Almonte robbed a home run. Magdich had the 2-run shot, and Almonte took it away. Wow. And that is going to end the inning. Are you kidding me, Devin? Are you kidding me?
What did we say, John? This game has been crazy since the first inning, and there you have it. We see a robbed home run today.
Magdich crushed that baseball, and it just didn't have enough to elude Matt Almonte, so that's going to retire the side. No runs on a hit, no errors, and 1 man was left stranded at third base. We go to the 7th. Swamp Bats 6, Steeple Cats 2. We're back out here in beautiful Montpelier, Vermont, with the North Adams Steeple Cats versus the Vermont Mountaineers. Vermont leading 4-3 as we go to the top of the 4th inning. John Colavita with you alongside Noel McLean. It'll be 6-7-8 due up for the Cats. New pitcher on the mound for the Mountaineers, James McDowell. This is his 9th appearance. Got no record of 5.22 ERA in 10 1/3 innings, 11 Ks, 7 walks. And he's going to face off against Ryan Magdich leading off. He's 0 for 1. He popped up to the pitcher his first time around. Very strong left-handed batter, Canadian. It's the first pitch to him. He is down and away, ball 1. Magdich was in the West Coast League with Edmonton. He was actually there when Edmonton was, the Oilers were still in the playoffs. 1-0. That's down low, ball 2.
Yeah, James McDowell is out there now for the Mountaineers. He will take over after Luke Carpenter went 3 innings.
Magdich from Ontario is the 2-0 pitch. Swung on and missed, 2-1. He actually lives right near where the Hamilton Tiger Cats of the CFL play. He saw Johnny Manziel play a few times. But you might think he'd be a Maple Leafs or Toronto fan, but he likes the Dallas teams. He's not a Cowboys fan, as the 2-1 pitch is swung on and missed again. 2-2 now. He's not a Cowboys fan, which was good for me. I respected him a lot more, but he loves the Stars. He loves the Rangers, and he loves the Mavericks because his father's actually from whatever country Luka Doncic is from. I'm blanking. Slovenia?
Slovakia.
2-2 pitch. Magdic swings and pops it up. Foul. Out of play behind the plate. The count remains 2-2. McDowell reaching 88 on that fastball.
Yeah, as long as he's not a Dallas Cowboys fan.
Yeah.
I'm a Giants fan, so that's a no-go.
You know I'm an Eagles fan.
Yes.
2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Top of the 4th. The pitch from McDowell. Magdic swings and fouls it away to the left side. Count remains even. Magdic is humongous. He's 6'5", 240 pounds. We had another guy who was 6'5" in Alex Lane. But Alex Lane left. Alex Lane is nowhere near as big. He's still 6'5", but he's not anywhere as muscular as Magdic. Another 2-2 pitch. Swung on, fouled away to the left side.
And Ashton Johnston is getting loose down there in the Steeple Cats bullpen right now.
Austin McKinney didn't pitch too poorly. He got through 3 innings, only gave up 4 runs, which isn't exactly what you want to see. But he got the Cats. The Cats are still in the game. Another 2-2 pitch. Magdic takes down and away ball 3. So to talk about that, Cooper Omans, who's no longer here anymore, he was a left-handed pitcher for the Cats. He had one of the best summers I've seen. He said something to me in an interview after he threw 6 scoreless innings against Sanford. He said a pitcher can't win you a game. They can keep you in the game, which I really like, and that's just so humble. He was such a humble guy. He sounded like Roy Halladay, where just giving credits to his catcher and his teammates. 3-2 pitch. Magdic swings it, fouls it back. Great at bat.
Yeah, I love that. That's such a true statement there, because obviously a pitcher can do a lot of fantastic things for you, but unless you get the very rare situation where you throw a no-hitter or something like that, the defense is relied on.
3-2. Swung on and popped up again behind the plate. Out of play once again. And you mentioned the no-hitter. The Cats had a no-hitter a couple of games ago. Cohen Nyes, who's no longer with the team, he threw it, and we didn't know it was a no-hitter at the time. There was a single back in the 2nd inning that was later ruled an error. So I didn't get to make a no-hitter call. A little frustrated at that. 3 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out, top of the 4th, 4-3 game. Ryan Magdic at the plate. Great at bat by him. Another payoff. Magdic swings and sends it out to left center. Over to get it is Fox. He makes the catch, and that's out number 1.
Nice play there by Fox. He ranged over towards that center field mark. Both him and Cone were over there. Decided that Fox was the guy to get that out. And, the Mountaineers in the first game of the season threw 6 different pitchers and allowed a run. However, it was a combined no-hitter.
I remember that.
For the 6 pitchers, and it was unbelievable.
Against Newport, right?
Yes, exactly.
That makes it even more impressive.
Exactly.
Well, here's Joaquin Monke. He takes the first pitch, a fastball above the zone, 1-0. Newport, I really enjoyed working with Newport's broadcast today. That was a really fun doubleheader. We jumped out to a 7-1 lead, and then Newport brought back 7-6. That game ended up ending 10-7. As Monke swings and fouls it away to the right side. But, the Cats, it's the way these games that we just played this year have just been bonkers. There's been so many things. The Cats only won 8 games. They probably should have close to 15, maybe even 20. Trust me, there's been a lot of weird late-inning heroics by other teams. It's actually been bananas. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. Monke fooled by the breaking ball. He's down in the count, 1-2.
Yeah, we haven't seen Newport since that very first game of the season. We'll finally get to see him again this coming Saturday, so I'm certainly looking forward to that.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. McDowell into the windup. He kicks and deals. Swung on and fouled back to the screen. Monke stays alive. And I think I remember you telling me when you came down to North Adams that this team doesn't really have quote-unquote starting pitchers. You mentioned Carlos Torres and someone else who's a bona fide starter, but this is really a bullpen team.
It is. There's a lot of guys that have
1-2 pitch up and in.
Have a lot of times where they don't know exactly when they're going to come in. For example, one of the all-stars on this team is Brendan McFall, and we call him the fifth inning guy, but he can come in at a lot of different points to get you big outs.
2-2 to Monkey. Swung on, ripped into left field. That's a base hit. Monkey 1 for 1 today, walked his first time around, ropes one to left field. Cats have a 1-out base runner. And if I'm not mistaken, Noah, I think you talked about something called the McFall point.
Yes, that is absolutely right. The McFall point, the McFall swagger, it's turned into a lot of things. The McFall sword. He's a guy that goes out. He has a lot of swagger, but also he's really humble. He's a super humble guy. You love to have conversations with him over at Tufts University, and you know, like, that's the guy that I love to sit with on the bus. And the conversations, like you were saying earlier, are just plentiful with him.
Here's William Binder. The first pitch to him is swung on and fouled away to the right side. It's going to go out of play 0-1. And something that I've talked about with you and other broadcasters is the importance of just knowing who the players are. You want to know who they are as a person, not who they are as a number. You know, if broadcasting, you want to get good ratings in, you have to know these guys on a personal level. You got to be on a first-name basis. The 0-1. Binder swings and lines it foul again out of play 0-2. Basically in the same spot.
Yeah, you know, I remember at the beginning of the season, we had a couple days, it was optional BP, it was an optional barbecue, an optional, you know, this and that, and I was like, yeah, I am 100% going to those things, because that's where you get to know them right off the bat before the season even starts, and you start the connections then, and then as the year goes on, now you're hanging out with these guys not only at the field, but off it as well.
0-2. Binder swings and fouls away down the right field line again. Count stays 0-2. And I'll tell you what, I grew up with William Binder at the plate right now, and you know he was helping me really acclimate myself with this team. But I mean, some people would be intimidated. These guys most of them are Division I athletes. Most of them are big time players. They're college kids. They're just college kids, just like you and me. Just go up to them. Hey, I'm John Colavita. I'm Noah McLean. Shake their hand. 0-2 pitch. Binder swings and fouls it away behind the plate. Count remains 0-2. The Cats are making McDowell work.
Yeah, they really are. It's fighting off a lot of pitches right now are the North Adams Steeple Cats. And, you know, you're absolutely right. You know, I grew up 10 minutes from this ballpark, and now you think about all these guys coming in from their major universities or wherever they're attending. And it can be intimidating, but you realize, hey, these guys are the same age and do the same things I do.
0-2 pitch. Binder swings, lines it down the left field line. That's a base hit past the diving Trotta. Stopping at second is Monkey. The Cats have 2 base runners. That's back-to-back hits. As it's a little fumbling around with the baseball, but they'll get it back in. So first and second, 1 out. Here comes Trey Chula Hall.
Yeah, and that's a good piece of hitting right down that third base side. Snuck it just by Mark Trotta. Was a great defender over at third base. And now there's runners on first and second.
Binder, you know, unintentionally toying with Trotta, fouled off 4 pitches over to the right field line, and then he lines one down the left field line. So Trey Chula Hall 0 for 1 today. He flew out to left back in the second as he takes outside a fastball 1-0.
The only thing I can say about that is the baseball gods do weird things.
I actually came up to Binder and I told him today, the baseball gods owe you a 3 for 4 night. Dowell from the stretch. The 1-0. Swung on and popped up. On the infield. Calling forward is Rosso. Infield fly roll is called. He makes the catch. That's the second out. But here comes the dangerous Hunter Pasqualini.
Yeah, this is a guy who has not been able to have his number figured out quite yet. He's 2 for 2 today.
Triple and a double. Hunter's the kind of guy who can go deep, has a home run this year. Actually, interesting story about that. He homered against Bristol at Muzzy Field. Umpire called it foul. He was absolutely irate, could not believe it. Umpires confer, they call it fair, he hits a home run. But I don't get to have a Hunter Pasqualini home run call.
Oh.
First pitch to him. Hunter takes on the outside corner, a fastball, 0-1.
That's the worst thing as a broadcaster.
Yeah.
I feel for you.
I did a little fake one. Because, like, Hunter Pasqualini sends one out to right field. Oh, it's a home run. little fake one after the fact. The 0-1. Pasqualini swings and fouls it back and finds himself down in the count 0-2. As we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, Pasqualini, he's been sick over the past couple of days. Comes back in his first game, 2 for 2. Trying to drive a run in, maybe tie this game. 4-3. Top of the fourth. Runners at first and second. Pasqualini, a slight open stance. McDowell looks back, now comes home. Pasqualini swings, drives it out to right field, but it's playable for Notarangelo. He makes the grab, and that will retire the side. No runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men were left. Go to the bottom of the fourth. Vermont 4, North Adams 3.
Coach Austin Straub. So, this team started at 0-7. They've won 3 straight. What has changed?
We're just playing better baseball. I mean, we're getting great starts. We're not walking people. Our starters are giving us at least 5 into the 6th inning, and guys have stepped up out of the pen. I mean, we're getting timely hitting. We're holding on to leads. We're not getting the big inning yet. That still remains to be seen if we're capable of doing that or not. So that's like the last missing piece offensively, but we've just been playing clean baseball, good defense, and it's resulted in wins.
So Bristol is starting the same guy against you that they did in the opener. Does that give you guys a little bit of an edge seeing this pitcher before?
Yes and no. I mean, we've got a few new faces since then. Guys that weren't in the starting lineup also that game are in this game as well. He did a really good job. He's not by any means like an overpowering pitcher, but he's just a really good arm that knows how to mix up speeds and keep hitters off balance. So I think now 10 games in, 11 games in today, maybe our guys are a little bit more comfortable in the box, and we'll see if we can have a little bit better result.
So Cole Zafiro on the mound for the Cats today. Had a pretty solid outing his last time out. 5 innings, only 1 run allowed, 7 Ks. What do you want to see from him tonight?
I want to see if we can push it to 6. I think he's a guy that should have similar results, outing to outing. Hitters, for some reason, have a hard time picking up out of his hand. So I'd like to see if we can get him into the 6 pitch count-wise. If not, if he can go out there and give us 5 strong again, I'll feel good about that, and hopefully we're still in a position, to win the game.
So last night you brought in Hunter Pasqualini in the 8th inning to hit for Alex Lane. Obviously that ended up working. He bunted a beautiful bunt single. Scotty Jones able to come around and score. But you did take one of your better hitters out. What was the strategy behind that?
Well, we were playing for one. I looked at Alex and I had Hunter ready, and I looked at Alex and said, "Man, can we bunt?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I know they work on it at school ball, Brian, and I felt comfortable with him, but Pasqualini just has the speed factor, and I think made the infielder rush a little bit, and we got that, that wild throw, which led to the runs, scoring. I think Alex gets the bunt down, but I don't think the defense feels the pressure with Alex, even though he runs well. So it worked out, and can't argue, can't blame or look back on it, when it works out. So
last time you and I talked, I asked you about a player to watch, but who's a player that you want to see break out personally?
Personally, we've got a few guys struggling. I think a guy like Justin Sierra, who's in the lineup again today, has all the ability, all the tools that you want out of a hitter. It just hasn't clicked yet. But yesterday he had really good approaches. I thought those were his best approaches. Even though they weren't hits, they were his best approaches. So I think he'll snap through. Him and Cesar Franco over the last couple games. I know you've watched it. I mean, he's barreling balls. They're just not landing. So I think today, Cesar is going to break through, and hopefully we can get Justin there as well.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck today.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, John.
But Jacob, you and I were talking earlier before these technical difficulties started happening about Mike Bello. So as we mentioned, I had an opportunity to play with him when I was 14 years old, 14 and 15, before he actually reclassed. And he was supposed to be in the 2020 class and then reclassed to 2021. But Mike Bello and I shared an outfield for a time. I played right field, he played center. He was 6 feet tall at 14 years old. I was 5'4". As Charlie Pagliarini steps in the box with 1 on and 1 out. It's the first pitch to him. It's taken. Outside, ball 1. So there was a fly ball out to what was right center field. It was more towards right than it was center. Mikey is one of the fastest guys I've seen as a 14-year-old. Angle left. Stretches. Comes home. Pitches upstairs, ball 2. So the fly ball was out there. I was running for it, thinking it was mine. I was calling it. Mikey sprints maybe 80 feet over, dives in front of me, makes the catch, and everybody freaks out. Everyone goes ballistic. It was a beautiful catch, but he caught it right in front of me. I was underneath of it as Pagliarini swings and drives it out to deep center field. Pasqualini's under it, makes the grab, 2nd out.
That one is pieced out to center field. Should be routine. Makes the catch. Pasqualini. This is a good throw to home, but it's just a little bit off. It was a good throw in terms of distance, but just a little bit off to the right. And a run will score. So a sacrifice fly here 2 times in a row. The first one moving Jostin over to third, and the second one will score him, and the Mountaineers have the lead once again.
I'll tell you what happened on that throw right there from Hunter. I was a center fielder when I was playing, and Hunter didn't get all the way on top of his arm. He threw it maybe at an angle. When you get all the way on top, the throw goes right on the line. If you're off to one side or the other, it sails on you. And for whatever reason, I threw it. I had like a 3/4 throw for some reason. Like I was never really a pitcher, so I kind of corrected it. I would always aim for a few feet left of the plate.
Is it just me, or is Lauria better out at the stretch? Because he's let in the full windup, he's let runners get on, but once he gets in that stretch, it seems like he's more comfortable. He's throwing more strikes.
A lot of times, I've actually asked pitchers about this, why they go from the stretch even with nobody on. It's just because there's less movement. It's more controlled. When you're more controlled, you can have better control.
Less of a chance for you to falter and mix up the way you kind of deliver the pitch. Is the first pitch to Galaney is popped up. Ludwig to Williger, who wants it, and Ludwig, again, that was such a difficult play to make. It bounces towards North Adams' bullpen, but it'll be an 0-1.
Another thing about the stretch, Jeremy, is it's more repeatable. You know, pitching it's all mechanics. If you don't have good mechanics, you're not going to throw strikes. If you don't have a repeatable motion, you're not going to be successful. And as you've noticed, Thomas Quinn only goes from the stretch. And I asked him why he did that. He says it's just less herky jerky with my windup. It was a little more. What's the word I'm looking for? It was a little more unorthodox. Mm-hmm. And since he's gone from the stretch, he's had a lot more success. Hello, everyone. Welcome inside Joe Wolf Field. My name's John Colavita. I'm alongside Kyle DeSantis, and we're getting ready to bring you Game 1 of a doubleheader between the North Adams Steeplecats and the Danbury Westerners. So, Kyle, the Danbury Westerners come in here 2-2. Tell me about what happened in their last game.
Well, in their last game, it was interesting in terms of how it was run. And all around, there were some home runs on both sides. A 2-run home run by Addison Kopak, and there were two solo shots in Harrison Feinberg and Hank Thomas, but again, in the middle innings, the pitching didn't have their command, and then, at least for Danbury's side, they were trying to keep their pitchers preserved for the doubleheader today, and they used a few outfielders. They lost 13-3, and they've lost 2 straight. They're looking to get back in the win column here today.
Well, yesterday for the Cats, Cole Zafiro had a great start, going 5 innings, only allowing run, and he struck out 7 guys. He really had it going, striking at the side in the first inning, and the Cats, they were leading. You know, they had a 2-1 lead in the third. Not much after that. Ended up losing 5-2. The bullpen just could not hold on. Too many walks. It's been the stories for the Cats this year. Through 5 games, they have 51 walks. That's way more than the second-place team with 29. They also lead the league in strikeouts. So basically, Cats pitching either hit or miss. But I want to talk about their offense right here. I love what Scott Jones did out of the leadoff spot last night. He was 2 for 3, a stolen base, 2 singles. Really a catalyst on the base pads. But he'll be in the 2-hole tonight. He'll be out in left field. And I also want to talk about Alex Lane. Oppo Taco home run last night to tie the game up at 1. Was absolutely laced. 374 out to right field. He looked really nice in batting practice today, hitting balls the opposite way. I like that approach, especially here with the lefty on the mound. Not the Bowery, again, starting for Danbury. Only averages about 86 miles per hour. You know, not slow, but not the best of the best. He's got to rely on his junk ball.
Yeah, and looking at the Danbury lineup, especially for tonight, Jed Lovett went 1 for 4 in his debut game. That was the thing that happened last night. There were a lot of Westerners that made their debuts in their uniforms. Jed Lovett, Nick Romano, who were in the 2 and 3 holes in the lineup, made their debuts on the team. 2 Georgia Tech guys. Aiden Vinatieri was also the starting pitcher. And although he did have some command issues, he was able to get a good amount of strikeouts in his start. And for tonight, it's going to be the lefty Jack Bowery stepping in. He had a great time out of the bullpen in the opening game against Ocean State, where he threw for 3 innings and had a great time on the mound.
Got the win in that game. Romano and Lovett, Georgia Tech guys, obviously coming out of the regional. They lost that regional, making that postseason. Georgia Tech, a solid program, a storied history over there. But here we go with the North Adams starting pitcher, Randy Reyes. He's 1 game this year. He's thrown 3 1/3 innings, given up 2 hits, 1 run, no 1 runs. Unfortunately, the 1 run he did give up was a walk-off against Valley. Danny Melnick hitting that single up the middle, giving Valley a win. The Cats, again, having a tough start to the season. 0-5 on the year, still looking for that first W.
Yeah, and again, on the Danbury side, they did win their first 2 games against opponents in other divisions, again, a 5-2 win over Ocean State in the Coastal Division, and then a 6-3 win over Sanford in the North, both at Rogers Park. Then they went on the road and they did lose 1-2 rather, to the Bristol Blues. And then obviously last night losing 3-13 to the Mystic Schooners. So tonight is game number 5, and it will be game number 6 following this first game of the doubleheader. It'll be games 2 and 3 for the Westerners on the season against their divisional opponents.
Yeah, it's a big division matchup right here. These teams will play each other 8 times throughout June and July. I mean, I'll be seeing you a lot. I mean, it's going to be a great matchup. I'm really looking forward to seeing especially Kyle Hannon starting at second base tonight out of the 3 spot out of Penn State. He hit an RBI double last night. The only other RBI the Cats got other than Alex Lane's home run. This team needs to wake up. They got to get the offense going, and the relief pitching needs to hold down the fort.
Yeah, and also looking for Danbury. There might be a few pitchers today that end up making their seasonal debuts as well. Again, also last night, Ethan Bradford out of Nebraska-Lincoln made his debut on the mound. And also when it comes to the starters on that side, for game number 2, Ryan Higgins will be making his first start for the Westerners. He did pick up the save in game 1 against Ocean State.
What is the key for a Danbury win today?
Well, I feel like obviously offense in the team, in terms of runners left on base, the minimum that Danbury's left on base in games this season has been 8. And it got up to 10 in the loss to Bristol. And the idea is, at least for the Danbury offense, the talent is there. They can get runners on base. It's just you got to drive them in, John.
Well, Kyle, again, the key for North Adams today, walks. Got to limit the walks. Have the offense come alive, hold that lead. This team's reminding me a little bit of the Phillies, not being able to hold the lead, but I think they can turn it around today. They're going to get a great start out of Randy Reyes. He looked amazing against Valley. Just happened to run into some bad luck with a first-team all-conference hitter in Danny Melnick. That walk-off again with the runner on second base to start out the inning. That's always tough for a pitcher, but it's going to be a great game. Got 2 games, 2 7-inning games on tap for today. And let's get into those starting lineups. For Danbury, starting off, we got Jermaine White from St. John's. He'll be starting in center field tonight. Jet Lovett out, the DH from Georgia Tech. He'll bat second. Nick Romano, the shortstop, also from Georgia Tech. He'll bat third. In the cleanup spot, Alex Stone, the catcher from Duke. Henry Stremecki, the left fielder from Dayton. He'll bat fifth. Jake Hyde over at first base from Georgetown. He'll bat sixth. Colby Canales, the third baseman from the University of the Pacific. He'll bat seventh. Billy Gerlot, right fielder from Penn State. He'll bat eighth, and batting ninth, Jackson Taylor, the second baseman from Indiana State. So one more time for Danbury: White, Lovett, Romano, Stone, Stremecki, Hyde, Canales, Gerlot, Taylor, and then on the mound, Jack Bowery, the rising sophomore out of Marist.
Yeah, and also looking at the lineup, if you're wondering how the bats look, both White and Lovett are lefty hitters. Romano, a switch hitter. We saw him hit on both the right and the left sides last night when he was a shortstop. Stone and Stremecki are righties. Hyde's a lefty. Canales and Gerlot are righties, and Taylor is a lefty at the plate as well. That is one thing with this Danbury lineup. You're going to get a balanced approach, and looking at the North Adams side for their lineup, they got a balanced approach hitting-wise as well.
Absolutely. Let's take a look at the fielding arrangement here. So Hunter Pasqualini will lead off and play center field out of Central Connecticut State. Scott Jones, the center fielder out of Butler, will bat second. Kyle Hannon, also out of Penn State, playing his teammate today, will play second and bat third. Cedric Rose had a big home run against Ocean State the other night. He'll play first base, batting cleanup spot from UMass Lowell. Cesar Franco out in right field from Chipola College will bat fifth. Alex Lane, the DH who homered last night from Bryant, he'll bat sixth. Carson Dunkel getting the catching duties tonight from Albany. He will bat seventh. William Binder, his Albany teammate, playing third base and batting eighth. And rounding out the order, Tyler Epstein, the shortstop out of Division II powerhouse, Nova Southeastern. And the starting pitcher again is Randy Reyes from Central Connecticut State. I really like Cedric Rose. He has been a huge catalyst in this lineup. He is the biggest voice in the dugout, according to manager Austin Straub. And let's see if the Steeple Cats, wearing their throwback uniforms today, can get that first dub.
Again, those Steeple Cat uniforms are throwbacks, like you said. They got the black sleeves, the bright yellow trim, and the white numbers with the black stroke. And for Danbury, they're going to be going in their away blacks with the gray trim and the white numbers for tonight.
I love those jerseys.
They changed the color scheme a few years ago, and the town, a little bit of an outrage. They love their Steeple Cats. They wanted to bring back those black and yellow jerseys. Steeple Cats color scheme really now is blue and white. But here we are back with the yellow and black. Love to see it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Joe.
And we're about to go to the national anthem. We'll be back in just a little bit.
With the second game started.